It is the official fifth major of the year. We've got the 3M Open in my home state, Minnesota. Let's go. TPC Twin Cities. I got you covered from everything from my favorite sleeper picks, my core plays. We're going to build some lineups. Let's get to it. DFS Army, Dead by Noon PGA podcast. Let's go. What up, everybody? It's your boy DFSUpNorth back with another Dead by Noon PGA podcast. We are back on Central Standard Time here. We are in Minnesota, my home state. Let's go. Go Vikings, go Twins, go Wild. We suck at everything, but we've got a pretty good golf tournament this week. The field is not great, but I think that there's some edge here to be had, and I'm pretty excited for it. So, like I said, it is the 3M Open, TPC Twin Cities, and we here at DFS Army are excited about it. Guys, have you seen the brand new? Well, these are my cheat sheets, but have you seen the brand new DFSArmy.com? And we are just on the struggle bus here. Hold on, I'm loading DFSArmy.com. Let's see if we can get her. There we go. The brand new DFSArmy.com page. Let me log in here real quick so you can see it from the VIP standpoint, but like, look at how fresh this is. Got our latest winners over here. We've got on the side, we got the podcasts here, our content matrix, access to everything, how to get, any free stuff. We got news. I don't think we got any PGA news in there yet, but we've got NFL news, which is coming up. I am excited. I was just talking to our boy Geek. We are going to do Hard Knocks covering the Jets this year. I think that me and him and Bobby are going to get back together and do some Hard Knocks recaps, a little social aspect of the NFL for you guys. But everything's up here, how to get a free month, things like that. You go to the PGA page. You can see my 3M Open TPC Twin Cities article, right? And this is free for those of you who are not DFS Army VIPs, and gets you info about all of the course. If you want to see my cheat sheets, things like that, obviously you got to become a VIP. You can use that code UpNorth below. While we're there, if you guys can hit like, subscribe on this page, that definitely helps me continue to produce good content. So let's get to it, right? TPC Twin Cities. Tom Lehman design, long time, or for a long time, we had senior tour here, the Champions Tour. But the last, I think 4 seasons we've had the TPC Twin Cities has hosted the PGA Tour, and last year's winner Tony Finau is back along with some other pretty good names this week, like Cam Young, Justin Thomas, Sungjae Im, and Hideki Matsuyama. We are just north of the Twin Cities here. We can look it up on Windfinder here. We are in Blaine, Minnesota. So if you guys are looking for a search, I might have to refresh the page. We're in Blaine, Minnesota, which is about 30 minutes north of the Twin Cities, and it is going to be hot. We're not looking at a ton of wind this week, but yeah, Blaine and Oka County Airport. We can see it on the map here first. Let's go to the map. Just north of the cities. Again, it's not looking like anything other than super freaking hot this week. You can see this is like St. Paul, Minneapolis is over here, and the Twin Cities are there. And here's the Anoka County Airport, just north of the cities, and we can see what the weather says. Right now, Thursday is looking like starting off at 75 degrees all the way up to 99 in the afternoon. My guess is that the morning plays a little bit easier, but here's the interesting thing. As the heat climbs during the day, the humidity drops a little bit. So with that humidity dropping, we should see the ball carry a little bit further in the afternoon. So there might be some issues with that, right? The rain should come through tonight. They're saying, we should see we'll see the same thing tomorrow, right? But 75% humidity at 9 a.m. is going to be sticky. But rain overnight, probably softening the course up a little bit, but it'll drain. It's just going to be so hot and muggy all weekend. 84 on Sunday. I don't think that's going to necessarily affect play, but it's going to be a grind out there for these guys. So the course, just over 7,400 yards, designed by Arnold Palmer, Minnesota native Tom Lehman, opened back in 2000. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of water. The rough is actually pretty thick and lush this year from what I've heard. Some different par threes. They did lengthen the course out a little bit, but it is kind of your typical fairway green 2-putt, right? Par. It's not super challenging outside of the water, right? So the water is what brings in the bigger scores here. We've seen guys take it pretty deep in their wins. So my guess, and last week I said minus 14, I was a little bit off. But my guess is that we see minus 20-ish, 22 for the win. Guys with great 3M Open history, guys like Finau, Hadwin, Bryce Garnett, Barracuda Bryce, Sungjae Im, Long Gorilla. What do all these guys have in common? Elite ball strikers. Okay. Golfers coming in hot. Glover's playing really well. This doesn't include Barbasol, Barracuda, Straka, JT Poston, who I like a lot, Nikolai Højgaard, and then Taylor Pendrith, right? So really the way that we're going to attack the course this week, I think, is that we do we're looking for guys who I think can pound, like length is a big deal here. All right. We look at some of the past winners, guys like Tony Finau, Cam Champ. So length is a big deal. It's not the end all be all, but I think it's important. But length and then ball strikers. So if we're just going to look at recent guys who pound it, we got to get to my copy of the 3M research station so I can sort recent guys with driving distance, right? So Vincent Norman, Cam Young, Trevor Cohn, Westmoreland, Mitchell, Grant, Peter Kest, Ludwig Aberg, Cam Champ, obviously, Nikolai Højgaard, who's playing really well, 23rd, 26th, 21st. Okay, so we got all these guys that are Ryan Fox, didn't mention him. I like him quite a bit. Garrett Higgo, I like a lot. Now, so who's got the length, but is also good with their irons? So if we just go last 10 rounds here, let's see if we get any crossover in the names. Nikolai Højgaard, Adam Hadwin, Eric Cole, not a long guy by any means, but a guy that I really like this week. Cody Gribble's pretty long. Grillo is there. Gary Woodland, Ryan Gerard, Vincent Norman. Okay. So I think that is sort of the way that I want to attack this week is guys who are long, but also guys who can be good with their irons. All right. And again, you can just use the research station to do whatever you want here. So like I just sorted by, we have it by weak field. What percentage of the field do guys beat when they play against a weak field? And you got, kind of your studs right up here at the top, but even like Ludwig Aberg beats 81% of the field. So at 9,400, pretty decent price. Taylor Pendrith, I think, makes a lot of sense this week. Long, pretty good iron play, much better on bent grass with the putter. And then, we know that this is going to be a birdie fest, right? So who makes the most birdies? Look whose name shows up again. Ludwig Aberg, Sepp Straka. We know that he can get super hot. Scott Percy makes a ton of birdies. Well, guess who kind of really pissed it last year here was Scott Percy when he finished fourth. Marty Dow, who I like a lot this week. This Trevor Cohn keeps showing up. He played really, really well at the CUDA. Arguably should have even finished higher. There's Nikolai Højgaard showing up. He's becoming close. Like I am all over Højgaard this week. I think everybody's going to play Aaron Rai. And for me, I am really high on Højgaard. But my core plays for the week, I'm kind of going with a balanced build. I don't know that the studs are going to take off and win here. I think that they play well. I think guys like Justin Thomas gets back on track this week. I think Sungjae is going to have a good week. Hideki's going to have a good week. But for me, how it comes is I'm looking to go a little bit more balanced. So that's guys like Gary Woodland, JT Poston, Eric Cole, who we just said that we like a lot, Dougie Gim. Okay. And you're going to get this sort of mid-teens ownership on guys like that. But all sort of good ball strikers, decently long, can score, and really kind of the theme throughout is that they do need a little bit of a spike putting week, but that's what we've seen win here. Look at Cam Champ had a spike putting week, made everything, put it all together, right? So we got Sepp Straka at 20% ownership. I think that maybe the best GPP only play on the slate has got to be Justin Thomas, though. 9,300, he doesn't need to do a ton. Yes, he's dealing with some issues. He changed his putter, but I'm really high on Justin Thomas this week. Vincent Norman's getting a lot of ownership, but there's that Aaron Rye ownership, right? So we can kind of fill this lineup out with just my core. And can I go? Let's look at it here. Can I go Højgaard? All right, let me see. We got Poston. We've got Eric Cole. Dougie Gimchi, 74. And if I play, does it work? That was like, it never works like that. It's almost like in my head, I saw it and I'm like, okay, can I do this? Can this work? Can this work? And the answer is yes, it can work. I just had to come back and check here. I wasn't sure what I had done, but yeah, it worked. It worked. We are going to enter this bad boy. Let's go. Okay. I just didn't think that was going to happen. All right. Some of the cheaper guys that I like this week, if we scroll down to the bottom here, guys like, I think Chesson Hadley's good. He's been playing some great golf, was 5th. We obviously love Carson Young, Trevor Cohn's name that showed up a lot, Ryan Gerard, Patton Kizzaire's never missed a cut here. Marty Dow, I think, is a guy that's playing some better golf of late that can sneak in. David Lingmerth is a tricky one for me. He played really well, obviously, at the Scottish Open and the Open Championship, made the cut at both, but before that was coming off a miscut streak of like 7. So who knows if it keeps going here. My guilty pleasure is Cody Gribble. I love him at 6,300. He pounds it off the tee. His approach game's getting better. Played pretty well at John Deere. And then Caleb Van Aragon is a local guy. Won the Minnesota Am, won the Minnesota Open by a bunch. Plays at Valpo. Like just top 10 to everything in college this year. I think that he might be a little short here, which is a concern, but a guy that can definitely I think contend. Make the cut at least. That's 6,100. That's really all you need. But again, I'm not really going to end up with that sort of stars and scrubs build that much, right? Well, what does it even look like? Let me go back here. Let's lobby again. We entered that perfect lineup, which is awesome. Draft team. Okay, so if we wanted to go cheap, right? Let's get in. Go to the bottom here. I said I like Caleb Von Aragon, but that is like, I don't know. I think there's established golfers down here that I think are better plays, but we can play Cody Gribble, let's say. And then I said I liked Marty Dow, so that leaves me with quite a bit up here. I think maybe my favorite play up top could be Decky. We said we liked Ludwig Aberg, and that gives me about 28. If we go Højgaard, that gets me to 97. I can play like a Grillo. That's not a terrible lineup, but again, that you're running a lot of risk up here with Gribble and Marty Dow. So again, here's the thing. Tell me who your favorite 7K is, because I oftentimes I come back, I watch this again, and I want to know. I like to see where other people are at. So tell me who your favorite let's say sub 7K punt is this week. That's not named Patton Kazire, because I think he'll be fairly popular. Speaking of popularity, let's just look one more time here. Let's look at the ownership. Let's see who's going to be the chalk this week. So we got Straka, Colt Rye. Yep. Kind of how we figured. Lucas Glover. I'm one guy I'm surprised. Ches Reavie. Yeah, only 13% is not bad. I don't love his length. I really like Ryan Fox. Who's coming in way under owned that we're projecting a bunch of these guys for 0. But anybody in here I think Chesson Hadley's way too low at 1%. He did drift backwards actually. Carl Yuan, decent play. Who's drifting the most? Brent Grant has gone up a little bit. Stuart Sink after his performance last week. Ludwig Aberg moved 2 points. Thomas Lehman got in on a sponsored exception. Not Tom Lehman, Thomas Lehman. But I am not playing those guys. So again, 3M open this week. I'm excited. If you are not a DFS Army VIP, What are you waiting for? Become a VIP. You get access to all of this. And more importantly, you get access to our Discord where you can ask questions and go over lineups and slate strategy and things like that. So until next time, this has been the Dead by Noon podcast brought to you by DFS Army. I am your host, Josh Thomas, aka DFSUpNorth. You can find me at dfsarmy.com or on Twitter at DFSUpNorth. Have a great week. 5th major, baby. Let's go.